Hi everyone, it's Monty, the polka dot pine cone. I'm back again today to show you a little bit more of my drawer organization in my craft room. So last time I showed you the middle wider drawer over there, and so this time I'm going to show you the two sets on either side of it. So here we go. On this top one, hopefully I can hold the camera fairly still. This top one, I have all of my cutting plates. So the extended cutting plates, the wide extended cutting plates, magnetic, smaller one, platform back there, regular platform, embossing things, my little pads for my little Tim Holtz mini little die cut machine, sidekick, I guess is what you call it. So keep all of those in here because I don't like, there's so many of them, I don't like to have them all out because I already have the regular platform because I always just keep my Big Shot Plus up here. So I already have the platform there, and then I have the precision base plate up there because I use that a lot for intricate stuff, and then my regular plates back there. And then I have my Gemini Junior always set up right here too, and so then I just keep the stack of stuff that I use, the sandwich that I use the most, just sitting right here. And so all the extra pieces and stuff are in that drawer. So anyway, I have them all labeled. So then the next drawer is more kind of miscellaneous craft stuff. So I got, these little wood chips, a bunch of googly eyes, bells, and like gold wood hearts, like wood sticks. So like whatever these are called, these kind of plasticky flowers and hearts, and then some of these clear things that you can, back with paper and stuff. There's some puffy things, some little pinwheel, some bigger jingle bell things. Way back here, I think I got a baggie of these little elastic things to go around like, like for a flip book or a mini album or something like that to tie it together. So there's that drawer. Next drawer down, this is where I have all of my felt and foam. So this stack right here has all different bigger pieces of my felt. And I have, my kind of sparkly ones here on the top. And then in here I keep like all of my little scraps of the felt. And then back here in this plastic container, I have all of my foam stuff, scraps of foam and regular pieces of foam, glittery and plain, just plain black and white. And so anyway, I just keep those all in that little envelope, plastic envelope back there. So that works out pretty well. And then next drawer down, calling this my Maggie drawer. I, just putting all my Maggie supplies that I've recently got. I didn't have very many before, so now I'm finally getting some pieces because I love all of her collection. So anyway, I got my 6x6 pads in the back stacked there, some of them, some stamps, some those gold puffy hearts, a bunch of the stickers and sticker book and ephemera pieces, frames, embellishment packs, different things like that. Some of those that Alicia made me in my prize pack. Thank you. And then in this little folder here, I'm just putting scraps of Maggie paper. So I'm just going to put that on top. I may eventually, once I get cut into more, at this point I haven't separated out collections. It's just all Maggie scraps in there. So there's that one, and then on the bottom here is where I have all of my paints, my watercolor paints, like my Daniel Smith paints, the little samples, which of course they last forever. And then a little, you know, a little palette that I made. Just all of my like watercolor paper, some extra markers, my gold paints, just different color paints, and then there's a few of my old colored pencils back here, and some old markers like Sharpies, just for doing whatever. And I have like my ATG gun back here. I ran out of tape and I haven't got any more, so I just stuck it back there out of the way for now. So that is that side, and see, I just kind of use my little label maker and label each of the drawers. So that's that side. And now on this side I have this top drawer's kind of catch-all. I have like my stamps, like my, you know, handmade by Monty stamp, and some like my Happy Mail stamps, and made by, you know, handmade by, and those kind of things that I use all the time. I keep those right here. Got my little eraser for sticky stuff, and gold thread, silver thread, white thread. My round ink blenders, and then some extra ink blenders there. These are some old, you know, stampers that you just roll, press it down, it rolls. Self-inking. An extra little Xyron sticker maker thing back there, the small one. And then there's like extra Scotch tape, and then some extra foam dots and stuff right here that I just like took one of the sheets out, and so I just have it up on my desk, and I keep the rest of the pack here. This is like some little, it's like directions and measurements and stuff for different things, and some templates. And then I keep my little envelope punch board here because I use it frequently. And then also my my little mini scoreboard I use a lot also, so I keep that down there a lot. This one I got not too long ago, and it makes different size pockets, and so I was using that a fair bit for a while, so I just had that stuck right in there because I have a different spot where I keep all my other punch boards. But so these little tiny ones and ones I use more, I keep right there handy. And then this is my bows. So here's all the bows that I have. I got them separated again into these little plastic 3-section things that I got at the Dollar Tree. And I try and keep a few extra on hand. So if I decide to, you know, separate things out anymore or get different stuff, then I can do that. And then I just put this other little tray right here beside for these little bigger bows. And then I have a couple in the back that I just haven't opened, and just let that sit right there so until I'm ready. And then the whole back space is still empty, so I could add more to it if I wanted. But I kind of have them separated into, you know, some of my golds, and then there's some like little red resin ones that I got off AliExpress, and then, you know, some sequin bows, and some of the acetate bows, and then a bunch of tiny ribbon bows, different colors and makers, and little gold, pre-made gold ones, and black and white, some of the red glitter ones, and then these are kind of the more leathery type ones right here. So that's how I have those separated out. And then the next drawer, these are all my distress inks. So I have all my distress oxide inks in the gray, and then all the regular distress inks in the black. So I really like the distress oxide, so I have gotten quite a bit of those. I don't have them all, but I have gotten quite a bit of them. So I just have these separated into these drawers also. I've tried many different things for my inks. I had some stands that I had on my desk that like stacked, and it just took up so much space on top of my desk. I wanted them to be stored away so that I could just open up and get to them, but they weren't taking up, you know, what little bit of workspace I have. So I try to keep as much stuff off the workspace as I can. So that's where I put them. They're just on their sides. So far I haven't had any problem with it. A lot of people just stack them, which I would if I had a different, way for it. But I think so far they're doing okay. And then there's my regulars. And then here's just my other stamp, my Versamark. And there's a couple of like ombre stamps right here, kind of odds and ends. And then I have my like my media mat here for when I do like for stamping. I usually don't take it out for stamping, but if I'm gonna like use like some paste or something on a stencil, stuff like that, then I'll take that out and use that. And then back here I keep my I have a mini Misty. I don't have the big one, I just have the mini one. Works for me. And then I also have the We Are Memory Keepers version of it. And then my little, whatever you call this, where you smush down your stamp so you kind of get it more even thing. I can't remember what that's called. And then some of the extra bigger stamps that came with the stamp positioner set, with the We Are Memory Keeper set. So that just all stores back there. And then I also have like some, these are my Yuchi design. It's for when you can make a card or something, and it makes it animated by stamping or putting these papers in there. It makes it look like that the item that you're stamped is moving. So that's kind of fun. Down here is sequins and beads. So here in the front I have 2 of these things, which I got from what's it called? Harbor Freight Tools. I saw Tony Craftburge recommend these, and so I went and got some, and so they work pretty well. They're all in one bigger case, and then you can separate them out into these little individual things. So I have a few of like sequins that I have a whole bunch of. I didn't need all of them in the other container, but then I have all these different seed beads and stuff in here. So when I need those for shakers and stuff. So I have 2 of those here, and they're just stacked on top of each other. And then I got this off of I think I ordered it off of Amazon, but anyway, it's the big sequin holder with all the little containers inside. And I think who I first saw using this and recommending this was Amy Rasavi from Prairie Paper and Ink. Anyway, she had hers all separated like this. That works pretty cool. So they're all little things, and it comes with little label stickers to label them. So you can, label the top, the maker and what color and that kind of stuff. I'd like to know who's made it if I'm doing like a video or something. So those all go in there like that. So that's pretty handy. I still have a few empty ones because I don't have a whole lot of sequins, but I just have them separated into color, or the bottle that they came from. I have some of the shaped ones over here. This is just a little bag, a couple of different bags. I think somebody sent me this in a rack, and then these are some I had left over from Simon Says Stamp when I was doing their card kits. And there's just a tiny bit, so I didn't bother putting it in a thing. So anyway, this is really nice. I really like this. It's more on the expensive side, but still not too bad to separate them all out. And then it just clips back, lid clips back on there, and then you can just, so I could easily fit at least 1 more, maybe 2 more deep in there. So, and then I just have this one I haven't done anything with. I just bought it Tuesday morning, so and then a couple of these extra that I haven't put away yet, and then this big huge one that I got at Michael's one time that I use a lot in little shaker bits. So those all go there. So that is my sequin and seed bead storage right there. So that's pretty good. And then down here at the bottom is more stamping, and then my embossing stuff. So just a bunch of regular inks from Stampin' Up! I bought from somebody that was getting rid of all their stuff because I never did Stampin' Up! And then here's all of my embossing powders. I just keep them in one of these little trays. This is just a kind of more oblong little one area tray, so it's not like divided into different sections, and that works pretty good for all the embossing powders. I got that at Dollar Tree also. And then here's like my powder tools and stuff for embossing, so I keep all that here. And then behind here in this little thing I got extra pads and handle for the stamp, for, you know, blending. And then in these little tins I have all my little distress ink cubes. So a lot of Tim Holtz distress inks in there, and then I got a few Simon Says Stamp and Hero Art ones in there. So that works really good for storing these all in. This actually was a case that, oh yeah, something from Prima came in, and I don't remember what I bought in it, but it's almost the exact same size as these that you buy specifically for the, you know, from Tim Holtz. So there's more of the inks. I kind of got them separated by color families, so you can see these two. This one's just, you know, a little bit bigger than the one that you actually buy for these, so it fits just a little bit more. But like this one doesn't have the separator, and these have little separators that keeps all the inks, you know, still. They don't just slosh around in there. So that's all those. And then this one has a lot of the Hero Arts colors in it. And then this one, more Hero Arts colors. And that's another one of those Prima ones. And I don't, like I said, I don't remember what I bought and used up out of that. But so those two are those ones. And then I have these three of the Tim Holtz ones. So I got my greens and blues and purples, and my distress inks, and then, you know, the other Hero Arts and Simon Says Stamp, mostly Hero Arts. And there's all my pinks and stuff, pinks and yellows and oranges. And then I have a few the Delicata inks right here, really pretty, a pink one and a gold, and really pretty for, especially for inking edges and that kind of stuff. So that's what I keep in this bottom drawer. So let me get all those back in there. So that's all handy for when I do that. And then I just keep my desk is kind of a mess, but I keep my heat tool right there plugged in, so I'm ready to emboss whenever I want to. That's just right above there on my workspace. So that is a look at those other two shelves. So I hope you guys got some ideas from that. I will work on another video soon to show you some more of them, just how I have other things separated and organized. And when I get done with all these drawers, then I'll probably move to like over here to the bins and stuff, and show you how I have like dies and stamps and other things stored. Okay, so anyway, hope you guys liked this video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you did. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And thanks again for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.